I'm Andy. I analyze mythology and folklore. Welcome to Tantalizing Myths. The Bible, the best-selling book of all time. The first book published by the mechanical printing press. And because of this, we have this idea that the Bible is a uniform work. We don't do that with most other mythologies. The Greeks, especially, just have fragmented myths all over the place. Even when authors like Hesiod, Herodotus, and Homer, they really like the H names, are credited as the major movers and shakers. The Bible is really no different. Most scholars think that Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers are a patchwork of different texts. I put a video up in the Myth Library series, The Bible with Sources Revealed. The book gives us a visual way to identify the different source materials by highlighting in different colors and formats the different authors. It's a great resource for beginners trying to wrap their heads around all this. But how did scholars even come up with this? First, they didn't just make it up. Well, most of them don't do that. There might be a few bad eggs out there that do. But the exact how all this is really cool, if you are a complete nerd for stories and language. Instead of a long-winded explanation, let's watch a little collection of clips from The Big Bang Theory. The four main guys in the series all have interesting relationships with their mothers, and that's going to be the basis of our analysis. See you in a minute.
Mommy? Hi, baby.
Oh, you got yourself a loom? How nice.
Thank you.
Honey, why'd you get a loom?
I was working with luminous fish, and I thought, hey, loom. Mom, what are you doing here?
Leonard called me.
I know.
Here's your tea, Mother.
Oolong?
Yes.
Loose, not bagged?
Yes.
Steeped 3 minutes?
Yes.
2% milk?
Yes.
Warmed separately?
Yes.
1 teaspoon sugar?
Yes.
Raw sugar?
Yes.
It's cold.
I'll start again.
Howard, it's the phone!
I know it's the phone, Ma. I hear the phone.
Well, who's calling at this ungodly hour?
I don't know.
Well, ask them why they're calling at this ungodly hour.
How can I ask them when I'm talking to you?
Wait. That's my mommy and daddy calling from India. I want you to meet my parents.
Wait, meet them?
Hello, mommy, daddy. Good to see you. How are you? I'm not drunk.
Why would you say that?
Just making conversation. Mommy, daddy, I want you to meet my new squeeze, Penny.
I'm not your squeeze. There's no squeezing.
I can't see her. Center her in the frame.
Here you go. Cute, huh?
She's not Indian.
So she's not Indian. The boy's just sowing some wild oats.
No.
Welcome back. In the first clip, we have Sheldon and his mother Mary. Even without knowing the full history, we know some things. Sheldon calls her mom or even mommy. There's a familiar relationship there, and she obviously loves Sheldon. He may not be very excited for her to be there, but it's not too bad. Moving on, we have Leonard and his mother Beverly. Leonard only refers to her as mother, never anything familiar. We can feel some tension here as she's very exact in what she wants, and he gives clipped yes answers in an effort to please her, and he fails. Definitely some strain there. Next up is Howard, who only calls his mother Ma. His mom doesn't even appear, but we can tell from the mutual yelling that there is some definite hostility. But it is mutual. They expect it from one another. Last up, Raj, who calls his mother Mommy or Mummy. Raj is very pleased to see and talk to his parents, though she is somewhat stern with him and expresses disappointment in his choice of dating partners. Throughout all of these, the vocabulary and structure of the sentences gives us clues as to the relationship each person has with his mother. We know that Sheldon doesn't call his mother Ma. We know that Leonard would never call his mother Mommy. Just from that language alone, we can differentiate between one person and the other. Take a look at this rearranged clip, and you'll see what I mean.
Mom,
What are you doing here?
It's the phone!
I know.
Well, ask them why they're calling at this ungodly hour!
Okay, instead of Sheldon talking to his mother, he's talking to Howard's mother. It's just wrong. Sheldon's mother doesn't yell at him like that. It's just not who she is. So it feels completely off. The voice, the characterization doesn't match. And this is what scholars have done with the Bible. It has to do with their familiarity with these texts. They spend insane amounts of time with these texts, looking at the nitty-gritty details. I'm talking highly detailed linguistic and grammar analyses. The word choices in the sentence, the verbs and nouns, the verb tenses, and more all factor into this. These are things that go unnoticed in a translation because, well, one translator has done the work. In the process of translating, it smooths over some of these variations, especially as the translator might just decide to use the word mother no matter who is speaking. This has been done with the use of the words referencing God in the text. Whether it's the Tetragrammaton or Adonai or Hashem, these can get translated in various ways, especially in the Christian versions as Lord or God, which kind of nerfs the voice found in original texts. It's not just those word choices either, as the ways people put sentences together changed over time. Through the language alone, scholars can detect different voices throughout the texts of the Bible. Language is not the only tool. When you start adding in the historical context, and not just the history described in the Bible, it paints a much bigger picture that adds more variation into the biblical source material. Descriptions of supposedly prophetic events turn out to be told from the other side of those events. They're just written in as if they were prophetic when they were actually historical or just contemporary. It's like the old written saying, history is written by the victor. Those in power got to specify the narrative they wanted, and these made it into the Bible. It wasn't always as a giant text, but a line or two of commentary inserted into an existing text just adds authority to the narrative. Unfortunately, most of this is inaccessible to everyday people. You either have to take the word of scholars or learn half a dozen languages, have PhD levels of historical and archaeological information at your fingertips, and be a huge grammar nerd. Having taught composition for over 10 years, even I'm not that big of a grammar nerd. I am that big of a story nerd, though. However, just knowing that the Bible is not a monolithic, single-author compilation allows us to look at inconsistencies and see them as what they are, where the texts butt up against one another. I've got a Myth Library video on the Bible with sources revealed that I'll link to as well. It formats the first 5 books with different fonts and colors to make it easier to see the joinery in the text. It's not definitive, but I think it does add interesting context and opportunity for analysis. I hope this metaphor for understanding the various biblical source hypotheses helps you out. Stay tuned, we're actually delving into the Bible soon. Thanks for watching Tantalizing Myths.